Mao went to Peking University when he was younger. When he became ruler, scholars became a huge part of the Cultural Revolution. The students during that period wrote Bao to criticize and accuse their teachers of doing bad things. The elementary schoolers and middle schoolers grew up learning that Chairman Mao was the best thing. Chairman Mao wanted to solve lifelong problems for China. When he finally had the chance to make things better, he didn't speak up about his dreams and hopes for China. All he did was use violence to eliminate any risks of being thrown out of rule. The problems that Mao wanted to fix once he was in control were things like not being the economic ruler. Mao fought in the revolution that took China's last emperor out of office. Now the person in the most power would be the chairman, the ruler of the army. Mao rose to power and proved himself worthy of the highest position, although some people had their doubts. By leaving home at the age of 13, the future chairman became independent and learned leadership skills. Using what he was taught at Peking University, he was able to convince himself that he could create his own fate. Chairman Mao was then able to get his own way by befriending other people who believed in him. When trying to defeat the Jingxi, Chairman Mao was forced to flee with his troops in the Long March of October 1933 to October 1935. The trip was a total of 6,000 miles, killing several troop members. He and his surviving fighters were running across the deserts for months. After Mao's death, he became known as a generally good ruler. Mao's ideas are more spread out, and some people are still following his words. Mao left an influence on the world that communist was a good idea. Rulers after him continued to use it and follow its ideas. Mao issued a steel production. Since the farmers melted down their tools into unusable scrap metal in the attempt to make sellable and usable steel, the farmers depleted their sources of tools. Since the farmers had no tools, they couldn't grow any food. There were major droughts, too. The Cultural Revolution was an effort to make China lead in the economic world. This meant manufacturing goods and changing ideas. Some people didn't like the new view on things and decided to rebel. When people rebelled, Chairman Mao forced the Red Guard onto them. Mao discovered and adopted the communist idea. He transferred China into the communist China and got most people to accept the idea. When the younger generation was born, they were used to the communist idea and were willing to follow it. Started the Great Leap Forward, destroying the economy and his reputation. When the economy collapsed, the people blamed him. When the people came wanting more help, he couldn't help them. Since China was not able to get any of the help it needed, it went into an economic meltdown.